Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 3 of Satisfactory. Now, in this episode, we're going to focus on coal power. That is our main goal today. But first, the factory we made on the last episode needs a bit of a change because I managed to forget to add copper sheets. Now, copper sheets is what we're going to need to make pipes, and we need the pipes to connect to the generators. So we need a fresh start. So I've already started with that process. We're gonna just do a bit of a rework, just neaten it up a bit because it was messing with my head. So once this is built, we're gonna have all the parts that we originally had plus the copper sheets. Now I'm gonna have to add the reinforced iron plates and the rotors elsewhere just because I need even more materials. So I'm going to put all this together and show you what it's going to be. So as soon as this is done, we should have all the stuff that we need to get smart plating and complete phase 1 and get coal power. And once we've got coal power, I'll go through all the inputs and the outputs on how to have an effective starter power station. I'll be back in just a second and let's see if you notice a change. All right, so that's the factory completed, and here is an overview of what I've done. Oh, that's not what I've just done. Wait, hold on. There we go. Okay, so as you can see, we have a new factory, a lot neater than what it was. Got loads of walkways, got more power. Now we have the copper sheets, which we do have 60 per minute on them as well. So that's going to be added to our bins so we can focus on the pipes when we get coal power. I also have the reinforced iron plates and the rotors being made over there. My brain wasn't braining it when I was putting this together, and I thought I needed all of these miners, but I didn't. I just needed these 4 just to get 2 machines working at 100%. But first, we're going to go check into the MAM because there's a lot of things in there that we're going to need later on for future projects. Okay, so this is the MAM. I think the MAM is really good for the stuff that you get in them. Like if I do research on this, it's going to give me hog protein. Now, the hog protein can make DNA capsules. And now if you wanting to get all your points, your coupons to be able to unlock more stuff, animal protein and DNA capsules are the way to go. Also, on the power slugs, so there are 3 different types. You got the blue, you got yellow, and the purple. Once you've unlocked all of this, you can then unlock overclocking and with the overclocking, you can do precise adjustments to your machines. So with the power shards, which you unlock through this as well, you can overclock it so you can make more materials using more resources, or you can underclock it depending if you've got a machine that only needs a specific amount and you don't want to use the whole thing. You can underclock it to only give you the amount that you need. There are a lot of other things on here as well, which we'll go through once we start unlocking them a bit more. But what we need to do is we need to unlock, I think it's on this one. Yeah, this tree, which is the alien tech tree thing, because we need to unlock down here, which is the dimensional depot, which is essentially the cloud storage. But first, we're going to unlock this, and Ada's going to talk to us once it's done, because she likes to talk.
This semi-slug, now dubbed Power Slug, is early in its life cycle and has retained only part of its potential energy storage capacity, giving it its blue color. Power slugs are capable of extracting latent energy from their surroundings, including through a form of photosynthesis, and preserve it in their porous semi-crystalline shell over their lifetime. This explains why they rarely move after having found a suitable location.
And we're also going to unlock the animal protein for this, because we're going to then unlock the DNA capsules, which is this one.
The remains researched belong to an organism now dubbed the fluffy-tailed hog. It has many characteristics that would likely classify it among the Suidae family were it native to Earth. Hog remains can now be made into alien protein, and additional research may reveal options for improving Pioneer safety during exploration.
But to get the DNA capsules, we're going to need to get the hatchers, the spitters, and the stingers as well before we can unlock this, to start getting some coupons and unlocking a lot more in the shop. When building this, I did unlock a couple of things like the wall mounts and the railroad barriers, which I'm going to need to show you how to align a foundation to the miners, which I will quickly show you right now. Okay, so top tip. When it comes to building, you've got the world grid and then you got no grid. So if you hold control, you can snap it to the world grid. When snapping to the world grid and working on the world grid, you can connect multiple areas a lot easier when it comes to working on the world grid, because they'll always align. If you don't use the world grid, however, trying to align different areas is going to be a lot harder, because they're not going to be on the same level, they're not going to be in the same area. So trying to align them can be very difficult. There is a way of doing it, which when I need to, I will show you. But trying to stick to the world grid at the start, it will help you a lot better when it comes to making multiple factories in different areas, because they can always align. However, when it comes to the miners, is they have their own snapping points. The snapping points do not align with foundations at all. So when it comes to, you know, building things around it, it gets a bit finicky and you can't get it to how you like it. However, there are a few things when it comes to the miners. You could either go to your world grid and go across, but then you don't need to worry about it being so low. So if you want to bring it up a little bit, don't cover the whole area, because you won't be able to. Now, if you bring it over and look at the node, it will snap to that node, but on top of the platforms. So now you've got a higher miner on there. But when it comes to actually aligning it to a foundation to the miner, because as you can see, this is slightly off. But if you want this straight, you're going to need one of these. It's a road barrier. Now, these road barriers are absolutely fantastic. They snap to everything. You can even do it with curves as well, which I'll get to in a second. But if you look at the miner and hold control, you can see that it snaps. So what you want to do is you line it up to the front here, and then you connect it. And then when you get your platform, you can snap it, and it snaps to the edge, and you can pull it forward and back. You get it into the position you want. And then you do it to the other side. Now, this miner is centered to the foundations. And then with that, you can evenly build around it if you wanted to. but then it also is for conveyors, and it always straightens them up. However, the downside of this is now it's not on the world grid. It's on its own grid. So just bear that in mind when it comes to building with the miners. So another thing I like to do is curved foundations. Now again, curved foundations can be very finicky, but there are multiple ways to do them. So if you want to do a curved foundation, you can use the road barrier. However, this is a more tighter turn. So using this, you go to the corner and then you use an increment like this. You snap it and you go over one. And then you get your platform and then you look at the second one you've built and make sure it's in the middle. And then when you connect it, it'll be a curve. But again, this is a tight curve. When it comes to the curves that I do, if you want to go to the left, you look at the right. And if you want to go to the right, you look at the left. So we all head to the right. So you hold control and you look at the corner. Now, the foundation underneath this line here is your guide. So when you look at the corner and it's straight like this, that guide will be level with the foundation. Then you use one click and then you press H to hold the hologram in place. And use your arrow keys and you're going to move it 4 forward. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 4 to the left if you're using this side, or 4 to the right if you're doing the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you use your page up and down buttons, you can go up and down. And you basically go down the amount of times that the size of the foundation is. So with this one, this is a 2 meter. So you go down twice. And then you make a curve, and these are a lot cleaner curves as well. So there we have it. That's the curve foundations and the road barrier trick for the miners. Right, so let's go have a look at how many smart plating we have. Right, so we've got all the smart plating. Now we can complete phase 1 and get to cold power. So let's get to the space elevator and get this sent off. We load and we seal. Talk to me, Ada.
Welcome to the Project Assembly Pioneer Progress presentation. Congratulations, the Phase 1 project part shipment is now ready for delivery. On delivery, Phase 1 will be completed and the distribution platform will be constructed. After completion of Phase 1, the technologies of Tiers 3 and 4 will become available in the hub. Highlights are automated power, steel production, personnel transportation, and many more. Completing Phase 2 of project assembly is your next main objective. New project parts will need to be produced and delivered to the space elevator as you have done previously. Continue to construct, automate, explore, and exploit for a better fix-it future.
Send it.
This is only the beginning of project assembly, the first step towards saving the day. You have performed adequately so far. Reminder, not only is Fix-It saving humanity, it is saving all of Earth, including kittens and puppies. It is statistically likely that you appreciate the continued existence of kittens and/or puppies. Continue the work for their sake. Continue the work for Fix-It. It is time to start the work on Phase 2 of project assembly.
Lovely. So that is phase 1. And basically, this is what we need to do. We need to get the phase parts, build them, send them, and rinse and repeat. But the further we get into it, the more materials that we're going to need and the more complex the buildables get. So now that's done, we can go to the hub and find out what we're going to need for coal power and get this place automated. Right, so let's have a look at tiers 3 and 4. So there's coal power. I don't know if we've got them already stored, but we'll go and have a look. but this is what we need. We've also got vehicular transport, so we get the tractors and the truck stations. We get steel as well, because then we need the versatile frames, a xenobasher, which is great, and then the blueprints. The blueprints are fantastic in this game, really well done. It really helps when it comes to building, and just to have a blueprint with like 6 constructors already in there, and all you do is just place this one blueprint down rather than spending you so long, lining everything up. It's so good. It's so good. We're gonna do that as well. So let's see what we've got for coal power. We've definitely got the cable, easy. The reinforced iron plates and the rotors. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see what's reinforced iron plates we've got and rotors. Right, now we've got enough for the coal power. I forgot the cables. I forgot the cables. There we go. Bloody hell.
Milestone reached. Power production can now be fully automated by burning coal, which has been added to the resource scanner. Water is also necessary to run the coal-powered generator and will require a network of pipelines to be transported from a water source. To assist with locating and identifying water, Fixit has compiled this guide. Water is a somewhat reflective liquid and it may have thick vegetation growing nearby. To test if something is water, try touching it. If it is not solid and does not corrode your suit, it is probably water.
Yep, I think I found some water. Okay, so this is where we are going to build the coal power. It's very close and it can be very easily. First, we're going to need to find out exactly what I need to build this. Reinforced iron plates. Oh, something I don't have yet. Okay, so we're going to need reinforced iron plates, rotors, and cable for that. We're going to also need... We're going to need more. See, look, copper sheets. Told you. Oh, there's this whole back and forth malarkey. Right, okay, so if we chuck one of these down, we can have a look at what it is.
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity. Adjusting pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
Oh, wow, thanks. I mean, I kind of guessed that. Right, so let's have a look at the inputs and we can figure out what we're going to need. So for the coal, we're going to need at least a minimum of 15 per minute on each one. And then on the water, we need a minimum of 45 per minute on each one. So with the water extractors, these produce 120 per minute each. So again, we're going to need to work out the math, which is quite easy. So we got 120 and you divide that by 45. It can do almost 3 machines just on the one, but we need to get this to a round number. So if we have 2 machines, that's 240, divide that by 45, that's 5 machines. 360, isn't it? 360. 8 machines. So if we get 3 water extractors, we need 8 machines. I mean, we don't need 8 machines. It just, if we're doing the math. So if we have 15 per minute and you times that by 8, we're going to need 120 per minute of coal to make this fully efficient. And with the power being at 75, you times that by 8, we're going to get 600 power through 8 machines. And we're going to need a lot of materials. And we need to find coal. Where's the coal? I'm pretty sure there's one over there. Right, I think we're going to go for this one and then belt it over. I've already got an infrastructure of foundations down that way, so it won't take long to actually belt it over this way. We also need to build the foundations that our little generators are going to sit on. Let me get all the materials and we'll start getting this together and we can pipe it in and see if it actually works properly with the maths that I've produced. So there we have it. We have coal power fully automated now, fully functional. Nothing can go wrong now. I hope. Well, now we've reached our goal of coal power, I'm going to leave this episode here. So if you have any questions about how things work or you're unsure in your own worlds of how like something not working, jump in the comments and I'll try and help you as best as I can. Otherwise, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.